What's up guys? Today we've got the Oppo Find X9 Pro in hand. This is a phone that's trying to cover everything. Premium design, high-end performance, huge battery life, and some seriously ambitious cameras. And in this video, we're going to see how it all comes together. So roll the intro. Alright, a quick look at what you get inside the box. We've got quick start guide, a USB-A to USB-C adapter, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, and last but certainly not least, the smartphone itself. Now let's talk design. And honestly, this thing doesn't just walk into the room. It swagger bombs in, winks at your iPhone, and tells your Pixel to sit down and take notes. We've got an aluminium alloy frame, glass back, and curves so smooth, it's basically flirting with your hand. That matte finish, ridiculously satisfying. You will find yourself picking it up just for the thrill of it. This one's rocking the titanium charcoal color, all stealth mode and secret agent vibes. But if you're more of a look at me, I moisture type, the silk white version keeps it clean, classy, and effortlessly bougie. Now don't be fooled, it's not all looks and charm. This bad boy is tougher than a Greg's steak bake at midnight. Now we're talking IP66, IP68 and IP69 dust, water, pressure jets, high temperature sprays. Oppo really went all in, basically saying whatever you throw at it, it's got this. And honestly, I believe them. 8.3mm thin and 224 grams. It nails that perfect balance. It feels solid, premium, but still comfortable enough to hold all day. You pick it up and you instantly know you're holding top tier hardware. Flip it over and the cameras steal the show. Quad cameras co-developed with Hasselblad. Yes, the same legends shooting luxury cars and space missions. The color science, the tones, the natural look, it's all here. It doesn't just capture moments, it captures moods. And of course, Oppo couldn't resist going extra, so they added quad LED flash. Not one, not two, but 4, because why not light up the whole street while you're at it? Now stick around though, because when we test those cameras in real world, that's when this phone really starts showing off. Now at the bottom of the phone, we have a loudspeaker, microphone hole. We've got some antenna lines, Type-C charging port in the middle, and we have our SIM card tray. And a quick look at the SIM tray, and you can see it's a dual 5G SIM tray. And on this side, we have a customizable button called the Snap key. Up on top, we have 2 antenna lines and an IR blaster in the middle. And on this side, we have an antenna line, volume rocker, another antenna line, a power button, and we have a dedicated camera button over here as well. So a very interesting design and port layout. We're going to have to bring in the new iPhone 17 Pro just to do a quick side-by-side comparison. So here they are side by side. The iPhone 17 Pro is a lot smaller in size, as you can see. Now over here, the little button over here on the iPhone is called the Action key, and it's a customizable button. Oppo has something very similar, and they're calling it the Snap key. It's quite similar in size as well. Again, it will let you choose any action you like for that button. Now for both phones, I like to keep it on sound and vibration. So every time you press that button on the iPhone, it's going to switch from silent mode to ring mode. Same with the Oppo. If I press it once, you can see silent mode. If I hold it down again, it will go to ring mode. So Oppo's managed to recreate iPhone's Action key, and they've done it very well. Another very useful button is the camera button. Now the iPhone's camera button, when you press it, it will open up the camera, and it can be used as a shutter button to take photos. But not only that, you can slide your finger across it in order to change between the lenses and use the optical zoom features, all the way up to 8 times optical zoom with the iPhone. Oppo's managed to recreate that magic. So you press the camera button twice on the Oppo and it opens up the camera. Tap it to take photos, and you can see it's taking photos, and it gives you that same animated effect there when you're pressing the shutter button, as you can see. And again, you can just swipe to zoom in, and this lets you zoom all the way to 21 times. You're not limited to 8 times zoom. You can go all 120x zoom with this. I think they've implemented it better than the iPhone. The actual touch sensitivity and zooming is much smoother than the iPhone's camera button. So imagine that, guys, taking a feature from the iPhone, improving it and making it better. I'm a big fan of that. Good job, Oppo, with the camera button. You guys have done it better. All right, now let's talk about the display, because this is where the Oppo Find X9 Pro really starts to shine. We're talking about a 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED display with a crisp 1272 by 2772 resolution and 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate. In simple terms, it's buttery smooth whether you're scrolling through social media, gaming, or just flicking between apps. Every animation feels fluid and effortless. The LTPO tech means the refresh rate automatically adjusts, dropping low to save power when you're just scrolling and ramping it up when you're gaming or watching high frame content. And if you like control, Oppo gives it to you. You can manually lock it to 60 or 120 Hz all the time whenever you want. Now, content consumption on this screen, absolutely unreal. You've got Widevine Level 1 certification, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HDR10 Plus. So everything from Netflix to YouTube looks crisp, colorful and cinematic. Blacks are deep, highlights are bright, and the color accuracy is spot on. Peak brightness hits a staggering 3600 nits, which is wild. You can use it comfortably under direct sunlight. No squinting, no compromises. It just stays perfectly visible. And then there's that ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor. It's fast, accurate and reliable even when your hands aren't perfectly dry. It's the kind of feature you don't really think about until you use a slower one somewhere else, and then you realize how good this is. Design-wise, it's clean and minimal. Thin symmetrical bezels going all the way around, and just this uninterrupted panel of pure display. No distractions, no gimmicks, just immersive visuals that make every video, every photo and every game feel that much premium. So yeah, this isn't just a display, it's one of the best displays you will find on any smartphone right now. Bright, sharp, smooth and built to impress every single time you turn it on. Alright, now let's talk performance. Under the hood, we've got the MediaTek Dimensity 9500, a 3nm beast with an octa-core CPU clocked at 4.21 GHz. That's power you can feel every time you tap, scroll or launch a game. Graphics handled by the Mali G1 Ultra, smooth, sharp and ready to tackle everything you throw at it. Memory-wise, you are looking at 16 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM and 512 gigs of UFS 4.1 storage. And if that's not enough for your multitasking lifestyle, this phone has virtual RAM expansion, which uses up to 12 gigs from your storage, and boom, you are effectively running 28 gigs of RAM. That's more memory than some laptops all in your pocket. Gaming wise, don't even worry. This thing can basically run every game from the Play Store. COD Mobile, check. PUBG Mobile, check. Fortnite, probably check if you can even find the installer anymore. Alright, so let's start off with COD Mobile graphics settings. So the maximum graphics selectable is max, and at the same time, maximum frame rate can be selected. You have the option for ultra frame rate, but if you select it, it will drop the graphics down to medium. So let's just play on the maxed out settings and see how this plays. So we're playing COD Mobile on the maxed out settings. Smooth, responsive, zero lag. It's exactly what you want when the enemy is running circles around you. And for the numbers people out there, here is a quick peep at the temperatures after a full game of Call of Duty. You can see it manages heat like a pro without throttling or turning your hand into a sauna. It's barely warm to the touch. So this isn't just a phone, it's a powerhouse in your pocket. If you want speed, fluidity and dominance in your daily grind, the Find X9 Pro delivers with no excuses. Now let's talk battery. This phone packs a 7500 mAh silicon carbon beast of a battery. 2 days of heavy use, easy. Forget about that midway panic when your phone hits 20%. This thing laughs at it. Charging, yeah, they went big. 80 watt fast wired charging gets you back into the game fast. Just remember though, the charger isn't included in the box, so you will need to invest a little to unlock full speed charging. Wireless, oh, it's got you covered. 50 watt wireless charging. Stick it down, grab a coffee and boom, you are powered. And because Oppo knows you like helping out others, there's 10 watt reverse wireless charging. So you can pop your earbuds or a friend's phone on the back and you're the hero of the day. Now, this is not just a battery, it's your lifeline. It keeps you running, keeps you winning, and it never quits on you. Now let's talk audio. You've got stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one on the earpiece, giving you a wide immersive soundstage that actually makes watching videos on your phone enjoyable. And if you're a wired headphone guy, it supports high-res audio via USB-C, so everything comes through crisp and detailed. Now the speakers, loud, clear and punchy, no tiny nonsense here. Perfect for videos, calls or blasting your playlist whilst you work. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's hit a quick sound test so you can hear it in action. Now another thing definitely worth mentioning is this phone does support display out via Type-C, and it's simply plug and play. I've connected to my gaming monitor and you can see it's working absolutely fine with no noticeable lag. So Type-C display out supported. Very nice indeed. Alright, now it's time to talk cameras. On the back we've got a quad camera setup, starting off with a 50 megapixel primary sensor, and that is the Sony LYT828 image sensor. This is fresh tech and only a couple of phones have it right now, the Oppo Find X9 series and the Vivo X300 series. So I'm absolutely buzzing to see how this primary sensor handles real world shots, because on paper it's an absolute beast. We also have a 50 megapixel ultra wide, which is apparently the Samsung JN5 image sensor. The same one you will find in phones like the Xiaomi 17, the Xiaomi 15T Pro, the Poco F7 Ultra and the OnePlus 13R. Wide shots should be sharp, clear and ready to capture everything without that dreaded fisheye distortion. And now the main event, the 200 megapixel telephoto lens developed with Hasselblad. Now apparently this uses the Samsung HP5 image sensor, making the Find X9 Pro the first phone in the world to ship with it. That's right, first. You will see it soon in the Realme GT8 Pro and the Vivo Y500 Pro, but Oppo got there first. A 200 megapixel telephoto lens. Now don't overlook the 2 megapixel true color multi-spectral CMOS sensor. Small number, big impact. It works behind the scenes with the main and ultra wide cameras to continuously analyze scene colors and lighting. It can adjust tone mapping in real time, keep colors consistent across all lenses, so your wide, your telephoto and your main shots actually match. And on the front, you've got your 50 megapixel selfie camera, crisp, detailed and ready to make your selfies pop. So enough talk, let's cut to the chase and check out some real world camera samples. This is 4K 30. 4K 30. Alright, so we're out and about early in the morning and we are filming 4K 30 on the Oppo Find X9 Pro. So the cameras on this phone are absolutely incredible. We are filming 4K 30, walking at a normal pace, and this is what you can expect in terms of video quality. And this should give you an idea what the microphone is like too. Okay, that's the ultra wide. I'm just using the camera slider, 1x zoom, and it's so smooth. That's 2x zoom. That's 3. Wow, really nice. Let's focus on something like the park bench. That's 5x zoom. That's 10x. And that's the maximum 18x zoom when filming 4K 30. And we just tap on one, zoom right out. Really smooth. Okay, switching resolutions, 4K 60 this time. And still walking normal pace. And the video looks super smooth and detailed. Looks really nice. I'll zoom up on these rotten looking leaves. You can see it picks up a lot of detail. In fact, let's zoom in. 6x. Not pleasant, but just want to test that quality. There's some berries here. Here's another subject we can zoom into. Wow, look how good that looks. Let's go 18x on that. Really nice. Yeah, the cameras, you can't mess with it. The cameras are really good. Freezing cold Sunday morning. It's about just past 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, I know,
crazy doing this in the morning, but I'd rather do it when everything is fresh, everything is clean, early in the morning, you know, no one around, just me in the park, and I can take some good shots like this. Really nice camera resolution, 4K 60 with the front facing camera and 4K 120 with the rear facing camera. So
Alright, so moving on to system and benchmarks, starting off with DRM info, which shows Google Widevine Level 1 certification. And over here you can see the supported HDMI formats and the supported refresh rates. And here is CPU-Z, where you can check out the clock speeds. And at the bottom you can see it confirms Mali G1 Ultra. So that brings us to the benchmarks, starting off with Geekbench single core score 3221 and multi-core score 9063. In 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme, this achieves a total score of 7063. In 3D Mark Steel Nomad Lite, overall score 3047. And in the Solar Bay test, it achieves an overall score of 12,102. And in the Antutu benchmark test, this phone achieves a massive 3.4 million. Alright, to give you a sense of where this phone actually stands, let's pull out my top performing smartphone chart of 2025. This is where we stack the latest flagships and see who's really running the game. Now the chart is based primarily on Geekbench multi-core scores. The higher the score, faster the phone, and higher it ranks on this chart. Simple math really, but for those of you who don't care about benchmarks, you know who you are. I've also slapped on a rating out of 100 based on features, specs, and real-world usability. So you get both sides of the story, raw power and overall performance. So looking at the chart, the Oppo Find X9 Pro lands at position 9 with a Geekbench multi-core score of 9063. That's seriously impressive. And on my feature and spec scale, I've given it a 95 out of 100. Basically, the phone is not just fast, it's a proper powerhouse. It won't top the chart in raw benchmarks, but in terms of overall package, this thing is a heavy hitter. Solid, dependable, and ready to handle whatever you throw at it, whether it's gaming, multitasking, or just flexing on your friends. The Oppo Find X9 Pro comes with Android 16, layered with ColorOS 16, smooth, intuitive, and packed with features. Yes, there's a bit of bloatware included. You get a folder of pre-installed apps, but they are popular apps that you're most likely to download anyway. So No stress, just delete what you don't want and move on. Apart from that, the OS is fast, fluid and highly customizable. Tons of features to explore, themes to tweak and settings to make it feel truly yours. Now you got Oppo AI designed just for you, and here are all the AI services: AI search, writer, translate, voice scribe, AI recorder and Mindspace. Now security wise, you get an ultrasonic in-display fingerprint sensor, and this also has a really good face unlock. Both work seamlessly, no fiddling, no frustration, just instant access, even if you've got wet fingers. Other tech goodies, we're talking about Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, dual SIM 5G support, NFC, and you also get an IR blaster on top for those who like to control their gadgets the old school way. So there you have it guys, that was the Oppo Find X9 Pro, and here are my thoughts. Starting off with the positives, because honestly this phone earns it. The Oppo Find X9 Pro feels premium from the second you pick it up, with an aluminium frame, glass back and smooth matte finish that screams, I mean business. The 6.8-inch LTPO AMOLED display hits a peak 3600 nits, which basically means the sun doesn't stand a chance when you're scrolling through your feed. Under the hood, the MediaTek Dimensity 9500 is a powerhouse. Multitasking, gaming, content creation, whatever you throw at it, this phone laughs in the face of limits. The camera, tuned with Hasselblad, delivers seriously impressive shots, colors pop, details are sharp, and your Instagram is about to look like a professional photo shoot without hiring a team. Battery life, a massive 7500 mAh cell paired with 80-watt fast charging means you will rarely stress about running out of juice. IP68, IP69 certifications, dust, water, high pressure sprays, bring it on. Android 16 with AI features keeps everything smooth and intelligent, and the stereo speakers are loud and clear enough to remind you that yes, your music deserves quality sound. On to the caveats, and there's only one gripe at this stage, and it's a small one. The charger isn't included in the box, so if you want to unleash the full 80-watt fast charging beast, you'll have to go out and grab a compatible charger. It's not a deal breaker, but hey, a heads up for anyone who likes instant power out of the box. Now what I do want to know is, what do you guys think is the real standout feature of the Oppo Find X9 Pro? Is it the insane 200 megapixel telephoto lens, the monster 7500 mAh cell, or something else that blew you away? If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching. Stay sharp, stay healthy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.